So in 2015, I wasn't here at the time, but in 2015, Dream Defenders did a deep community listening project um, around the state, asking folks like, what what keeps like our community safe,
Hmm.
and so, or what is it that people are noticing in their communities? What are the biggest issues? Just questions around like, what do we need in our community
Yeah.
um, to really be safe. And so most people, and we were going around telling people like we need to abolish prisons and police as well. And people were like, yeah, police and prisons are bad, but like what do we have instead? Like
Hmm.
what are our other options? Um so the Healing and Justice Center like really came about with as a response of like years after of building out like, well, this is what we want to offer to community.
Yeah.
If we're going around saying that like we're abolishing police and prisons and like our vision is to get rid of police and prisons, we have to be able to offer something. And it's not the answer, but it's a part of imagining. It's a part of like showing up like we can create a thing um, that can serve our community's needs. And people in many different ways can create a thing to serve community needs. And we also need organizing too. But
Yeah.
it's really an example of us of you know building really slowly and really intentionally building out um, alternative programs that people can access that is not connected to the police and that is not connected to prisons, with the intention of decarceration, with the intention of healing, um, and community that is community based, a program that's community based.
Yeah. To your point, right? We don't live in a society where the police will go away tomorrow,
Right.
right? And if they did, what would be in place, right? People would probably most likely create things that replicated or were similar to police, right? Because like we haven't been socialized to think about what those alternative structures look like. People need this vision. For those who are listening, like go with me as I say this. To police's credit, right? The job of policing now is so multifaceted. Like police are being asked to respond to all different kinds of things, right? Almost none of what police do is about preventing or stopping crime. So let's put that out there. But like when people are asking for like what is your one solution to abolishing the police, right? There is no one solution because the police are being asked to do so many things in the context of our society. And so like giving abolitionists the space to dream, as Miriam Cup says, like it's going to take a million little experiments, right, to figure out what works in your community,
Mhm.
probably around principles of transformative justice, probably around principles of restorative justice, right? Identifying impact, harm, and meeting the needs, transforming the conditions under which harm is happening. Those are probably important, but the specific manifestation of that is going to look different in every situation. That's beautiful in theory. What are the practical things that y'all have put in place? What are the programs and communities that you're building to allow people to imagine a world without police?
Yeah. So, firstly, we have a mobile crisis unit
Mhm.
that goes out to respond to folks who are having mental health emergencies and they don't want to call the police or can't call the police or call 911. Um, in Florida, we have what's called the Baker Act system. So we're trying to respond to folks to avoid folks from being having to be forced to be hospitalized or having to be forced um, to be incarcerated. So our mobile crisis unit is one thing that we offer. It's 1-866 SAFE MIA. You can call a number, and we have a medic, a crisis interventionist on the team, and then um, they also like rotate schedules. So a medic and a crisis interventionist will come out to support you, who are like deeply trained in being able to respond to de-escalation, to identify mental health disorders and also health concerns that could present as mental health disorders. So, yeah, and they'll come out and support a crisis that you're in. And if you meet criteria, we could also refer you to any other services that we offer or any other services that we know are available.